morning, students. Dear students, today we are going to studying something about social science of 8th standard. Under that, you will know something about units, geographical features, and prehistoric historic age of India. So this is the thing that today we will have to study it in this class. Okay, dear students. So before we know something about the unit geographical features and prehistoric India, this is the unit we already learned in the previous classes about geographical features and how India is geographically called as peninsula and subcontinent, and so many other things we are all learned in Esther classes. After the completion of geographical features, today we know something about prehistoric age of India. Prehistoric age or period of India. So this is the thing that today we are going to learn something. So dear students, now we should learn something about the meaning of the prehistoric period. What it means? What the prehistoric period means? Very simple. The period before the discovery of the art of writing is called as prehistoric age. Dear students, shall I repeat once again the meaning of prehistoric? The period before the discovery of art of writing. The period before discovery of art of writing. That period we call it as prehistoric period. It means before the discovery of writing, before the discovery of writing activities, that period we call it as prehistoric period. That is called as prehistoric period. Are you understand, my dear students? Prehistoric period means it is the period before the discovery of art of writing. That is called prehistoric age. Dear students, this is so because we do not find evidence of any linguistic developments. There is no evidence. There is no evidences on linguistic development. prehistoric, there is no development of linguistic activities. That's why that period we call it as prehistoric age. And there is no discovery and use of writing, development of scripts, no scripts during the prehistoric age. Later on, we do not get any written records for the study of history in this period. There is no written documents for the study of history. See, this is the another thing that we have to keep in our mind. Dear students, during the period of prehistoric age, there is no evidences on linguistic developments, scripts, and there is no written documents for the study of the history. And later on, how do we get to know about the people and their life in the prehistoric age? If we didn't have any type of returnable documents of past, even though, how can we do write the history? Or how can we study something about the prehistoric age? The scholars, that's why the scholars who study this period are called archaeologists. The scholars who study the prehistoric age, historic periods, they are called archaeologists. See, the scholars who study the prehistoric period, they are called archaeologists. In this age, man was known and indulged in hunting and food gathering. Dear student, please observe, during the period of prehistoric age, man was nomad and hunting and food gathering. See, this is the lifestyle of the man who belongs to prehistoric age. Dear students, during the prehistoric age, people who engaged with hunting of some animals and also collection of food gathering, and they were belongs to nomad. Are you understand, my dear students? During the period of prehistoric, that man, they were belongs to nomadic life. Then they are going to hunting the animals and some of the birds, and they are wandering in the forest and collect and gathering the food. That was the daily activities of prehistoric period men, and especially who were known. It means that they were always migrated from one place to another place for the purpose of food and their daily needs and for their safety. That's why prehistoric age man belongs to nomadic life, and also hunting, and also gathering of some foods. See, these are all the generally we observed several characteristics of prehistoric men, and the archaeologists have discovered few tools created and used by these people. Dear students, archaeologists discovered few tools which were used by prehistoric people, prehistoric age. It means our historians or our archaeologists are discovered, identified, collected so many things which were belongs to prehistoric age. Among them, I mean, probably they have used tools made of stone. They used tools made up of stone, The tools mainly made up with the help of stones and wood and bones. These materials they had used for the purpose of made of tools. Later on, these tools created and used by these people for the purpose of gathering of food and also made up of for the purpose of hunting and gathering of food. Later on, among these only tools made of stone have survived today. Many tools they were created, but unfortunately we have only a few tools belongs to the prehistoric age, that is made up of stone tools only. Then wood and bones tools also discovered by an archaeologist, and these are providing us the source of study. Human beings in the prehistoric age used stone tools to peel the skin and separate the flesh and bones from animals. See, dear students, these tools are going to be used during the prehistoric age for the purpose of fear of skin and bones from the animals. That's why they were used these tools. And later on, separate the bark of trees and cut fruits and roots. These purposes they have used these tools during the prehistoric age. And later on, these people used to create a handleless out of bones and wood. So, and using them like spears and arrows, and handleless tools also they were used during the period of prehistoric age. These are so many tools discovered by an archaeologist as well as historians also. And these tools, they used stones as axes, and stones as axes, and also they were used, these stones has axes to chop down trees and cut them, and to make handles for their weapons. For these purposes, they have used all those things as a tools. And the word prehistoric period provides this sort of vision to us. All these things are going to give the short vision to us. Among them, where did the prehistoric man live? My question is, where did prehistoric man live? Where did prehistoric man where did prehistoric man live? ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಪೂರ್ವ ಕಾಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರವಣಿಗೆಯ ಕಲೆಯನ್ನ ಕಲಿಯದೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕಾಲ. ಬರವಣಿಗೆ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಶುರುವಾಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇಂದಿನ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಪೂರ್ವ ಕಾಲ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರಾಗತಿಹಾಸ ಕಾಲ ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಆ ಪ್ರಾಗತಿಹಾಸದ ಕಾಲದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೆಳಕು ಚೆಲ್ಲಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ we should learn something about where did prehistoric men live. Our historians, our scholars put so much of effort for the study of this period. For the result of their studies available, or they were discovered so many relics of the hunting and food gathering humans are available in Bhimbetka, Hunasagi and Kurnool. Bhimbetka, Hunasagi and Kurnool. See, these are the areas discovered by our archaeologists and historians of the sites of prehistoric age. These are relics of prehistoric age. Relics of prehistoric age. Prehistoric age. See, these are all the places discovered by our archaeologists. These relics of hunting and food gathering human are available in these areas, and there are many other sites in which such relics have been found. Apart from these things, so many relics have been found even today, and most of these sites have been discovered along the banks of rivers and lakes. Please note this one, dear students. All these relics and all the sites of the prehistoric age have been flourished on the banks of rivers and lay nearby the lakes. See, what do you understand by this, dear students? Why the prehistoric men That is the essential and very needful natural resource. Water is. That's why all the kingdoms and all the historic sites, all the human societies, dynasties flourished on the banks of rivers and the lakes. In the same way, prehistoric sites also discovered nearby the banks of rivers and lakes. And later on, most of these sites have been discovered along the banks and rivers of lakes. Furthermore, we observed one more thing, that is, since stone tools were essential for the survival of people of that age, during the period of prehistory, they must be need the stone made up of tools for the purpose of their food gathering, hunting purposes, and for their any other daily activities. They had need what to be called stone up of tools. Well, these tools they have to use it as a weapons for the purpose of killing the animals or for the purpose of digging the land. That's purposes they should use these tools as a weapons, and they choose areas abundant with a stone which could fulfill their daily needs. Areas where people used stones to create various tools have been thought to be the first industrial sites of human beings. Dear students, please note this. Whenever or where the prehistoric people used to stone and create the various types and shapes of tools, that have been thought that first industrial sites. These sites are called as first industrial sites. Dear students, how can archaeologists and historians thought the first industrial sites? Very simple. The people of prehistoric age, they have to use the stones making for the tools. That place they have to be considered as first industrial sites in the history of India. And later on, how do we get to know about such industrial sites? Dear students, how do we know and how do we get the information something about industrial sites, such kind of sites? Usually, we get to see stone tools around rocky areas. People might have rejected some rocks as unsuitable for their tools. Heaps of broken rock or stone chips obtained during the certain implementation abound in such areas. It is possible that people lived for a long time in these places. Their sites are called as residential and industrial sites. Dear students, during the prehistoric period, you have to use some areas for the purpose of making of tools with the help of rocks, cutting, and some of the areas are residential and some of the areas are industrial sites. Dear students, these are all several aspects for the prehistoric man lived. Later on, knowledge of fire, knowledge of fire, knowledge of fire. See, this is the another thing that belongs to the period of prehistoric age. That knowledge about prehistoric age, that is belongs to knowledge of fire. Signs of ashes have been obtained in the caves of Kurnool. Dear students, prehistoric age people, they have been obtained of the knowledge of fire. We should learn something about their knowledge about the fire. Okay? See. No doubted the people of prehistoric age, they have been obtained the knowledge about the fire. What are the proofs for this statement? We can get so many proofs and evidences for about knowledge of fire. Among them, signs of ashes. Signs and ashes. Signs of ashes have been found, have been obtained and found so many places in our country, especially in the caves of Kurnool of Andhra Pradesh. Caves of Kurnool. Kurnool of Andhra Pradesh. In Andhra Pradesh, where we see that one district called Kurnool, where we obtain the signs of ashes. That's why these people had the knowledge something about, have the knowledge about the fire. And these are reveal the knowledge and the use of fire by the people of Stone Age. Probably fire was used for various purposes, to cook food, for light, and to frighten animals. Dear students, why they have the knowledge about fire? For the purpose of these three. One is cook the food. And another one is for the purpose of light. And another thing that frighten the animals. See, these are all three major purposes that have the knowledge something about fire. ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಶಿಲಾಯುಗ ಅಥವಾ ಇತಿಹಾಸ ಪೂರ್ವ ಕಾಲದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಬೆಂಕಿಯ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದ ಕರ್ನೂಲ್ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಗುಹೆಗಳು ದೊರಕಿವೆ. ಆ ಗುಹೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಬೂದಿ ಮತ್ತಿತರ ಬೆಂಕಿಯ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಪರಿಕರಗಳು ದೊರಕಿವೆ. ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್, ಹಿಸ್ಟೋರಿಯನ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಥಾಟ್ ದಟ್ ನೋ ಡೌಟ್ they have the knowledge of fire, and also they were justified for that knowledge. They were used for this fire for the purposes of cooking the food and lighten purpose and frighten the animals. ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, ತಮ್ಮ ಅಡುಗೆಯನ್ನು ಬೇಯಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಬೆಳಕನ್ನು ಪಡೆಯಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಎದುರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಡುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ತಮಗೆ ಬೆಂಕಿಯ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರು ಅನ್ನುವ ಅಂಶವನ್ನ ಇತಿಹಾಸಕಾರರು ತಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಯನಗಳಿಂದ ತಿಳಿಸಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. And after the knowledge of fire of prehistoric age, now we move to drawings found in caves. Yes, students, so many drawings found in caves. So many drawings found in caves by the historians and archaeologists. Even today, we get to see some drawings in many caves in which people lived in the Stone Age. Dear students, these people mainly used stones, and with the help of stones, they were going to create so many types and shapes of weapons and tools. That's why that age we considered as Stone Age. ಶಿಲಾಯುಗ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೇವೆ. ಆ ಶಿಲಾಯುಗದ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂತೆ we get drawings also. Drawings found in caves. ಗುಹೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಕೆಲವು ಚಿತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಣಬಹುದು. Even today we can see these drawings done on the walls of caves and on rocks. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವರು? Drawings on rocks and walls of caves. See, where also we can observe their drawings of Stone Age. And such cave drawings can be seen in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka also. These drawings mainly we can see in these three states, especially Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh and in our state Karnataka. See, these three states where the caves have been found, their drawings and paintings. Students, that's why we understand that the period of Stone Age or prehistoric people have the knowledge about drawing. Okay? ಅವರಿಗೆ ಚಿತ್ರಕಲೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ ಎಂಬಂತೆ ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರದೇಶ, ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮತ್ತಿತರ ಕೆಲವು ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರ ಕಾಲದ ಗುಹೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವು ಚಿತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಣಬಹುದು. There are so many beautiful drawings of animals, birds and hunting pictures they are going to draw on the walls, on the rocks. They are going to draw the picture of animals and birds, picture of birds and picture of hunting. See, these are all the several drawings where we observe all the caves, rocks and walls of caves. Are you understand, my dear students? This is the another thing that belongs to the Stone Age or prehistoric people. So it justified us or it tells us that they have the knowledge of fire and as well as drawings. For this reason, historians and archaeologists discovered even today so many proofs and evidences for the justify of these things. Okay, are you understand, my dear students? After the completion of these things, now we read one more thing, that is the changing environment. So that we'll have to learn now. Okay, shall I drop this one? Shall I drop this one? Okay, dear students, come to know now something about the changing environment. The changing environment. Please write down this thing. The changing environment. ಒಂದು ಪರಿಸರ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ, ಹವಾಮಾನ ವೈಪರೀತ್ಯ. See, this is also the changing environment also influenced very much on Stone Age or prehistoric age. How it can influenced on prehistoric age? Very simple, dear students. It is believed that the changing environment is believed that 12,000 years ago. How many years ago? 12,000 years ago. 12,000 years ago, a major change took place in Earth's environment. A major change took place 12,000 years ago. A major change took place in environment on Earth. See, students, please observe this one. 12,000 years ago, a major change took place on the Earth. What is that major change? That is, the Earth's temperature began to gradually increase. That change is the Earth's temperature gradually increased. See, students, please note this one. 12,000 years ago, a major change took place in environment on this earth. What was that major change on the earth? That is, the Earth's temperature gradually increased. When Earth's temperature began to gradually increase, this led to the development of grasslands in many places. This leads to the development of grasslands in various places on the earth. See, dear students, please observe this one. It is like a chain system. One influence to another one influence to some another one, like that. So, the changing environment created or leads to development of grasslands on the earth in many places. Whenever grasslands become increased, automatically some birds and animals began to multiply in numbers, unprecious number. For this reason, birds and animals increases in number. And later on, animals like deer, elks, goats, deer, elks, goats, sheep, and elks, and some other animals increased in their numbers for the reason of changing environment. And later on, it began to observe time. They captured some of these animals and brought up, and also catch fish and streams of lakes. Human beings noticed in the meanwhile they are going to hunting them for the food purposes, and they have to begin to grow the grains and cereals like rice and wheat and barley. Rice, wheat and barley, wheat and barley. These are all the crops they began to learn. Cropping art they have to know for the purpose of changing environment. So later on, they have to gradually learn to grow them too much. See, this is the several things happened in the changing environment before the 12,000 years ago. 12,000 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಾದಂತಹ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಕಾಣಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಉಷ್ಣಾಂಶ ಯಥೇಚ್ಛವಾಗಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಲ್ಲುಗಾವಲುಗಳು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಹುಲ್ಲುಗಾವಲುಗಳು ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗುತ್ತವೋ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳು ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಕ್ರಮಾನುಗತವಾಗಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತವೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಕ್ಷಿಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾದವೋ ಆವಾಗ ಅವರು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ಬೆಳೆಗಳನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಯುವುದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕಲಿತರು. ಹಂಟಿಂಗ್, ಜಿಂಕೆ, ಕಡವೆ, ಮೇಕೆ, ಕುರಿ ಇತ್ಯಾದಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನು ಸಾಕುವುದನ್ನು ಕಲಿತರು. That, dear students, in this way the changing environment influenced our prehistoric age. And later on, archaeologists refer to the period we discussed now. ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟು ಈ ಕಾಲವನ್ನು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. How can they discuss it? The age that prevailed 2 million years is the oldest age. That is called Old Stone Age. Dear students, please observe this one. 2 million years of age. That is called Old Stone Age. Old Stone Age. ಹಳೆ ಶಿಲಾಯುಗ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇದರ ಕಾಲ the oldest period. This is called as oldest period. It belongs to 2 million years ago. 2 millions years ago. That period, the archaeologists identified that Old Stone Age. And later on, it stretched over a period of 12,000 years. This long duration has been classified into 3 stages. They are Middle Age Stone and late Old Stone Age. These are all categorized into 2. That is Middle Stone Age and Middle and late Old Stone Age. Middle and Old Stone Age. Early Old Stone Age, Middle Stone Age and late Stone Age. Early Old Stone Age, Old Stone Age, Middle, Old Stone Age, and the third one is later ಅಥವಾ late Old Stone Age. Late Old Stone Age. See, these are all the three ages categorized into Old Stone Age. Our archaeologists categorized Old Stone Age into three divisions. One is early Old, middle Old, and later Old Stone Ages. See, these are all generally we are going to study in this age. Dear students, the period from 12,000 years to around 10,000 years is called as Middle Stone Age. The tools of this period generally very small in size. They used to very sensitive tools and some other sharp tools they can use. The New Stone Age began after 10,000 years. The stone tools of this period are different from those of the earlier periods. These tools were bright and had sharp edges. People of this age used to grinding stones for grinding leaves and herbs and grains and cereals. Some of the pots and pans made for the purpose in this age. See, dear students, these are all belongs to Old Stone Age. So, remaining things we should learn in the next classes. Okay, dear students, today we have learned something about prehistoric age of our India. I hope that you are all very familiar in these aspects. Thank you, one and all.